Hello and welcome back to another Eruption of Shame for September 2024. So we're going through this year at a breakneck speed, and we're probably seeing one of the better bundles that I've seen in the last couple of months. Like honestly, last month was pretty eh. I think the month before that was pretty eh too, from memory. So it was quiz backwards. Yeah, last month was pretty meh for me. The month before was okay, but kind of meh. Like, I haven't really been that excited about Humble for the last little while, so I'm glad to see a few big hitters here. Now, unfortunately, I own most of the big hitters, but there are also games which are good to give away as gifts or whatever I feel like. So that's nice, although some of them will be harder than others. We'll discuss. The first one is Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, this game is amazing. I can't really play the trailer because it's going to be filled with copyrighted music, but this game is basically like playing a 20-hour long Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Yes, it's not the same characters as in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it doesn't really matter. This takes you across multiple set pieces across the galaxy. It's got a really good, interesting feel to it, some good humor. Like when I played this, I really, really enjoyed it. I really did. It's even got overwhelming positive now, and for a fucking good reason. So this is the headliner. If you don't own it, phenomenal. So that alone is worth the bundle right there. Fantastic game. Next one is Stranded Alien Dawn, and I tried to look up what sort of game this was, and it was sort of I couldn't see if it was a city builder or a survival sort of game, but either way, it looks really interesting. It's been on my wish list for a while, and quite frankly, yes, another good pickup for me. In general, strategy simulation, a little bit of defense thrown in there for a good measure. It honestly feels like this is a fantastic one as well. The graphics look amazing. The gameplay looks fun, and oh, the good camels. Okay, that's good. That's pretty great. So yeah, Stranded Dawn, another one I'm very much looking forward to. Next one is Coral Island. Now, Coral Island, you might recognize from this channel because I did play a lot of it in the early days, including in the very early Kickstarter days, which shows you that my opinions on this game are probably colored by the fact that I am a Kickstarter backer. Quite a high tier one too. And basically, I have a soft spot for this game. The world is a lot more larger, and some would say emptier than some, but it's been getting better over time as they release more content for it. They just recently completed the story, about time for that, on version 1.1, and there's still more to come as well. I am planning on dipping my fin back into the water for this one at some point in the near future. So I do plan on continuing my series or my stream. I don't remember or don't know which way I'm going to go about. Probably a series. Probably just recording more from where I left off. But I love this game. It's got amazing art style. It's got some really interesting things you can find and do and unlock. I probably wish it had a slightly longer skill tree. Would be a good thing because it feels like I run out of stuff very quickly. But other than that, it's just a lovely game. So another good pickup if you don't already own this. Like, it's a little bit more expensive than a Stardew Valley, even though it's very much a Stardew Valley-like experience. And it's certainly worth your time, especially in the bundle for free. And the next one is one I'm a little bit apprehensive about because I know someone's just going to request it in the Members Mountain, and then I'm going to have to play SpongeBob. I've never been a massive fan of SpongeBob. Not for any fault of his. Just because I always preferred Rocko's Modern Life. And it felt like SpongeBob only came about because they cancelled Rocko's Modern Life. And Rocko's Modern Life was a bit more, gritty, realist. Like, it was like a very much a satire on modern culture. And I realized that SpongeBob still has a lot of that too. But it's sort of hidden in a more magical world rather than a real world state. And I don't know. I've never really been a massive fan of that. That being said, this is probably a good game for the Humble Bundle. Realistically, it's relatively expensive by default, which is always good to not have to pay, and it's got a fairly high, very positive on Steam. So realistically, I would not have got this game otherwise. Maybe I would have picked it up in a Fanatical bundle at some point if it came out, but other than that, this is fine. Now, speaking of things which are fine, we have this Lost Elions. So this game is currently mixed on Steam, which is a little bit concerning, but it has had a mostly positive rating up till now. It appears to be a very large sort of like strategy, sort of a RPG sort of thing. I don't have any problems with it, but it also doesn't look that exciting to me. So, Lost Elions, well, it is a new one for my mountain, which is always something positive. It's less exciting than it should be. Next one is Arria, 6-sided oracles. Now, this game is a card game, apparently. So, if you like your card games, fair enough. I don't know. Yes, it seems very much like a Slay the Spire sort of thing by the looks of this. So it's a dice building, deck building roguelike. I mean, who doesn't love a deck building roguelike? I can't think of a single person who doesn't love a deck building roguelike. That is what the Humble Bundle creators think. It's like, whoa, we need to add another one because there's always one of these in the bundle, and this is no different. Does this one good? I mean, it's got fairly positive ratings. It's got a unique art style. It looks okay. Is it good? I guess we'll have to wait till the mountain tells me to play it. Next one is another one I had on my wish list for a very long time, and I'm glad I didn't buy it because I was this close to buying it last sale. Infraspace. It's a massive city building game in a very futuristic setting, and I'm always a fan of city builders. I'll never deny that. City builders make me giddy. I could play them for hours on end. Like literally. If you watched the last one I did, Aquatico, you would know there's like 12 straight hours of me playing it as a members only video, and quite frankly, that would probably happen again if I got another city builder, because I bloody love city builders. So subscribe if you love city builders, and join us as a member so you can share in my playing massive amounts of city builder. But yeah, this is really pretty. This is really cool. Relatively high rated, decent price. Nothing to go home about. Use second parking. Yeah, it's a multiplayer racing game. I'll probably just give my second copy to Happy so we can play at some point whenever I get it. That's about it. Price isn't that high. It's very positive. I think if you wanted this, you'd probably already have it. And since it's in Humble, like, you're either getting a bonus copy to give to a friend so you can play it, or you're going to get one your own and then never play it because you'll be waiting for people to play with. So, I don't know if that's a great pick, but honestly, the rest of the bundle was just phenomenal, so I'm not surprised. The last one's really weird. It does say Humble Bundle Presents, but it just seems really weird. This isn't a game. It's an alpha playtest that will be available from the 3rd of September to the 30th of September only on Epic. I don't give a shit. Like, I honestly don't give a shit. Like, if this was a Kickstarter and I backed it or something, then sure. But then I get it and just keep it. Like, why do I want a limited time alpha playtest as part of a Humble Bundle? It seems like a really weird one. Don't get me wrong. The game itself looks great. Like, it looks really interesting. The art style looks great. The lighting looks great. Everything about it looks great. But don't give me demos with my Humble Bundle. I don't need demos with my Humble Bundle. That's what the Steam Next sale's for. That's what Kickstarter's for. Giving me crappy little alpha versions of games that won't come out for 5 years. I don't need that in my Humble Bundle, please. But, as I said, overall, not a bad showing. The Humble choice for this month, pretty good. Pretty solid. Just ignore the little playtest down at the bottom. That being said, I wasn't able to find a list of Amazon Prime games. I was only able to find a list of the streamed games, which did have some big hitters, such as, Fallout New Vegas and such, but nothing they haven't released before. So I'm just going to skip them for this time around. What I will do, however, is go through some of the bundles around. Now, it does feel like bundles have also been a little light on at this time of year. So, Fanatical, we have the Build Your Own Summer Superstars collection. Now, this one's got a few heavy hitters. If you scroll down some more, I think it was this one. Yes, it's got Let's School. It's got the Ace Attorney series. It's got Hard West 2. Let's Build a Zoo. Like, there's a bunch of Terraformers. That's a fantastic game. I still need to go back and play that more because I got the DLC and I was going to make another video of it. I just don't have time. Maybe that's another thing I should just play and just record and just upload as a members video until I have space for it to upload publicly. I mean, even that Cartel Tycoon looked interesting, even if a little bit very disrespectful. The point is, it seems like a pretty decent little bundle here, but it is very expensive. $12 per item, going down to $11 per item. All right, so it looks like a pretty decent collection, but I already own most of the ones I want. I gotta say, I wouldn't mind this Illuminati, but for only 2/3 off, maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not. I couldn't make a bundle out of this one. It just there wasn't enough games. Diamond Collection, similar story. Got a bunch of good things though. If you want Pathfinder, there's a much better way to get it. You fudging don't want Fallout 76. Obviously, Kingdom Come Deliverance is going to have a sequel soon. So there's a few things here which are like relatively okay, but nothing really jumping out at me. It's something I really want to jump and get. Then we have the Build Your Own Trinity bundle. Garfield Lasagna Party should tell you all you need to know about this one. No, no, this one is cheap. This one is good. It's only $2 per game. So if there was something here, the problem with me is at the moment I'm reaching a point where most of the bundle comes out and I own it all already. So that is a bit of a concern. But in general, you know, when it's this cheap, it's fine. Now, as for the Humble, it has some pretty decent bundles, or one pretty decent bundle, which I'm still humming and ahhing about whether I get or not. It has the Beamdog and Owlcat RPG Masters bundle. Now, this is probably the cheapest way I've seen for getting Rogue Trader in a while, because Rogue Trader hasn't been on like a very deep discount. And it comes with all the DLC for pretty much all the other Pathfinder games that came out. Now, I was a Kickstarter backer of Way of the Wrath, I believe, and I was definitely a Kickstarter backer of a couple of these Pathfinder games. I wasn't of Kingmaker. I bought that myself. I was about to be, but I sort of skipped it because Oh no, that's right. I didn't skip it because I was I just found it later. But yeah. So what I will say in general, pretty decent bundle. Certainly worth looking into. However, as we're going to probably discuss, yeah, you'll see. Next is the Tower Defense bundle. The Tower Defense bundle, it doesn't contain the best tower defense I've seen. However, $3 for Gemcraft is probably worth it on its own. Gemcraft is a fantastic tower defense game. I would say it's probably better than the rest of these put together, except maybe Democracy's Odd Offshoots. I think more than just the tower defense. So that one might be better. But like, I love Gemcraft. Gemcraft's a fantastic game. It's got hours of playtime. So even if you just buy that, I don't even know if that's a good deal or not. I'd have to check to see. But yeah, if you don't have Gemcraft, look into it. It's a good game. And then we got the Humble Detectives bundle. I don't have much to say for any of these games because I've never been much of a detective game. I have played a few of these games on my channel, and a few of them are on most of them are on my mountain. But yes. Now the reason I'm just I feel broke at the moment is, see, I was gonna buy that 1 day remaining RPG bundle, but then a bunch of Kickstarters came out, and I know I haven't done the Kickstarter roundup because it never really got that popular, but I kind of want to share a few of these because they look really fudging beautiful. Every single one of the games that came out this morning, which is like the first 4 we're looking at, they just all look so perfect, and I'm just like, oh god damn it. The first one is The Witch's Bakery, and it's got a real Studio Ghibli vibe to it, but wait till you see this bloody thing.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
And yes, they do show gameplay as well.
Oh, ça va être super!
I mean, honestly, fair. Look, they're making croissants. Doesn't it look amazing? Magical breads. So I was like, oh god damn it, I'm gonna need to buy that. I'm gonna need to pledge for that. And look, you can customize, but then it's even better. It's got a life sim element. Where you get to walk around the beautifully rendered Paris explore, meet people. Like, doesn't that look just fantastic? Okay, I know some people don't care about Kickstarter, but it just is lovely. So, like, I'm gonna be very much, yeah. There's others too, like this one. I was like, oh, you know, it's got some pretty mid-tier, like rendered graphics on this, and it's just like, oh, maybe I won't back this one. Then I press play, and I'm like, oh god damn it, I'm getting to back this, aren't I?
Ever since I woke up,
Because with the lighting,
I've been trying to
and with the
understand
world,
what I'm supposed to do.
and with the voice acting, and with the music,
What you want me to do.
like, it just also looks really good. I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna have to buy this. I'm gonna have to back this too.
Look around. The planet is literally falling apart. Even if it turns everyone against me, I'm not going to sit back and watch it all fade away.
And as if we didn't need it, as if we didn't have enough Breath of the Wild style open world games. There's another one too. Like, okay, look how beautiful this is. Like seriously, this doesn't look great. Like sometimes these sort of 3D Kickstarters can feel a little bit out of it. Like the style of the art they've maybe purchased doesn't match what the actual aesthetic they're going for is. But here, everything seems to work perfectly together.
Here to help?
And look how cute they all are.
Why is everyone running away from me?
All right. So yes, another game that I definitely want to get. The next one is the one after that is another. Let's go with this one first. This one is meant to be another Breath of the Wild style game. Breath of the Wild inspired video game with Studio Ghibli influences. But this one I had to back even if I didn't want to because it's bloody from Croatia. I'm trying to back something from every country. I've never had a game from Croatia before. I haven't even watched the trailer. I just was like, fuck, it's from Croatia. I need to buy it. Let's have a little look. Yeah, definitely going for the interesting thing about this one is apparently your character grows up over the game. So it doesn't just start as a small child. It actually continues until you're an old lady. Which is really an odd concept. Like, does that mean the game has a time limit? Or are there set, like, periods in which you age? Like, do you get to like, show when you want to age? And so it's claiming to be inspired by Breath of the Wild. But Breath of the Wild is very open, and you can do whatever the fudge you want. So, we'll see. We'll see. It looks pretty good, though. And then finally, this one, which is a second one for these guys. And I wasn't going to back it, but this is the story of my life, right? Like, it looks really fudging good. And then it has life sim elements to it as well. And I'm like, damn it, okay. So I'm going to be backing another bloody Metroidvania that I'll probably never end up passing. He's happy for that one, I guess. I mean, the music's pretty kick-ass, right? So I was like, at this point I was like, yeah, well, it's Metroidvania. It was exactly what I expected it to. You know, jumping around, doing puzzles, exploring, etc. I was like, you know what? I could almost skip this. But then it starts showing us more of the life sim elements very shortly, like the communication, talking, and the dating system. And I'm like, yes. I don't even remember if it shows on the video or if it's just further down the page. But either way, I was like, you know what? Yes. Yeah, I think the trailer's only showing the combat. But if you go further down, it shows you a bunch of stuff about like other things you do. Yeah, but so I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to get that too. And then I already had some. I had this Lord of Metal thing. Like, you know, oh, I need that. Well, it looks really cool. You manage a bloody rock show.
And most epic fest this world has.
Anyway, I like management games. And then I've about this, another Metroidvania, and this, which is a bloody board game cafe tycoon management game. And I'm just like, yes? It's like, it's giving me chef RPG vibes in its art style and all that. It looks very much like a one of those like life sims which is inspired by Stardew Valley, but definitely take their own like unique twist on it. And I'm like, this is good. This is nice. And then we got Nif Nif, which is may or may not make it through. Oh, sorry, Dragon Brew stuff is working in the background. It just has a cute pig, so I had to back it for the cute pig. I hope it reaches its pledge goal, but if it doesn't, well, I guess my wallet will be happy. Either way, that's all the games, and then some. So, yeah. My wallet's going to be crying at the end of this month, isn't it? Not literally, I've got plenty, but and I didn't back too high on any of those games yet, but oh boy. Because, I mean, that Witch's Bakery one, the creative tiers start at €1,000. So, no, as much as I'd love to be in that one, I'm not spending €1,000 to be a character in France. Like, in Paris. No. Anyway, thank you for joining me. This has been another eruption of shame. If you liked me adding Kickstarters on, maybe if there's any good Kickstarters, I can add them on sporadically rather than making them the whole thing. Otherwise, thank you for joining me. I hope that I opened your eyes to whoever you want to get some of those bundles or maybe the humble choice. Remember to give us any feedback, anything you want to say about those games into the comments. I'd love to see if you think this is a good week or a month or not. I personally think it's one of the best months we've seen in a very long time. And I'll be interested to see if you guys agree with me. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.